We'll see what the Muslim will say about their religion. Chemist, go ahead, my friend. Chermist, are you there? Okay. Davis,
Hi, CP.
how are you?
Not working, CP.
What?
Rumble is not working.
The audio is not working where?
On Rumble.
On Rumble? Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Hold on.
check this.
Let me see. Look like this has happened since yesterday.
Yeah, it should be offline there.
Something wrong then.
Yes. Oh, it came and it went back again.
Uh, maybe the software is not doing good job for Rumble. All right. For today, we will stop Rumble, and we will continue on YouTube, and tomorrow I will see what I can do. You can hear now?
The guys are saying its sound is coming. Yeah, let me just check again, please. It's a black screen.
What are you using? What is the browser you are using? You try to use the app or use Opera. Don't use Google.
No, I'm using the app.
Okay.
Oh, it's working now. It's working.
Yeah.
It's working. Thanks very much, CP.
All right. Okay. Thank you. We will see. Let me know, please, if there is a problem.
I'm using the app.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm not sure really what is the reason for this because I'm using the software for both of them, same software broadcasting for both. So if people receiving voice in YouTube, it should be, both receive voice from YouTube. I mean, from the software, not only one of them. But what we can do? Something fishy. All right. We will see. Do we have any Mohammedan would like to join us? Any Mohammedan would like to join us? Charmist, are you there? Charmist, are you there? Oh, okay. Who is a Muslim would like to join us so we can have some discussion about Islam? I believe Muhammad was a Hindu. He never was a Muslim. And he believed in the power of the cow. Prove me wrong. Any Muslim? We know that the biggest chapter in the Quran is the chapter of the cow. It is the massive chapter, hundreds of verses. And we know that Muhammad, he believed that his God, he resurrect people by cows. So there is a connection between Muhammad, God, power, and cow. Like why Allah did not say, like if you want to resurrect somebody, beat him with the goat meat. Why he did not say beat him with the sheep? Why the cow? What is the secret? So if we go in the Quran here and you look at the chapter 2, Al-Baqarah, which is nothing but the cow, you will see how massive this is. This is a book by itself. Look how big this is chapter. Endless. And one of a key point of the Quran, that when you read the chapter, you will find that there is no point between the verses. There is nothing, you know, cow, Abraham, Moses. Suddenly jump to the Christian, then he jumped to Muslims, then he jumped to, you know, all kind of madness. And there's no connection. It's like, you know, when you can tell that the one who is writing the book, he is suffering from flight of thoughts. He don't have any thought, actually. Do we have any Muslim? Charmist, if you don't talk, I'm going to boot you. Why you join us here if you don't want to talk? Okay. Do we have any Muhammadan? The God of Islam is so ignorant, he do not even know what the Christians believe. He do not know what the Trinity is. He think the Trinity is Jesus, Mary, and Allah. But we don't believe in Allah. Number two, Mary have nothing to do with the Trinity. So what kind of God he come to such a false conclusion? And why he made such a mistake? Any Muhammadan? By the way, when I played for you before, if you remember, this guy, Perfect Dawah, debate with me. Do you remember he mentioned to me that he read tafsir of a guy, his name is Masood Rajawi? It turned to be that this guy, he never wrote a book about Islam. I mean, do you see how they lie? So when I said to him, which tafsir you accept so we can read it from? So he gave me a book which does not exist. Never exist. And here I need you to notice that when you are speaking to Muslims, they absolutely deceive and lie. He said to himself, if I give him a name of a book, this guy will find it. He knows all the books. So let me give him a name of anyone. Masood Rajawi is not even a sheikh. So he gave me a name of a book which never exists. A person who never spoke about Islam. He don't even care about Islam. He gave me the name of the book. Of a book does not exist, so I will not find it and I will not get him busted, because whatever he say, I get him busted. So here, you know, you need to remember always that when you debate a Muhammadan, you are not debating someone is sincere in his belief. This is why always we say, you cannot debate a liar, you know. They lie, they deceive. The guy, he claimed he is a Greek, but he converted to Islam, and we know not. The other guy says, I am a Christian confused about the Trinity, but he is a Muslim. You know, the second you say to them, Muhammad is a, you know, was a bad person, right away you get so upset. Like, it's easy even to discover how they lie. And that is telling you that Islam is nothing but satanic cult. Why anyone would love to lie to defend his belief? What kind of religion? The religion which, you know, based supposedly in truth. That's what they say. Muhammad, he brought the truth. Muhammad is telling the truth. And then when you talk to them, they lie. People lie only when they are ashamed of what is written in their books. Nobody will lie because he is not ashamed. So when you speak to Muslims, you need to take that into your account. Like yesterday, we have Abdul, he called me. The hadith says sahih, it's da'if. It says in front of you da'if. Well, you know, those are human. They are human. They make mistakes. Well, aren't you human too? Isn't Muhammad a human too? You know, so anytime You show them what is extremely embarrassing, even sometimes like not too much embarrassing, still they hide behind that our book is corrupted. This is what they mean, by the way, when they say da'if. They are saying to you, Muslim books are full of garbage. It's corrupted. Yet they go chase the Christian, says your Bible is corrupted, brother. Christian Prince. First of all, the Hadith book is not accepted. Zakir Naik, all your religion is based on the Hadith books. Exactly. However, Christian Prince, there's a lot of Hadith, it's not accepted. And it's da'if, and it's rejected. Okay, but it says here, authentic. Christian Prince, what authentic to my brother is not authentic to me. The game of authentic, not authentic. Is that supposed to be for your side or against you? This is against you because you just confirm that your religion never preserved. And each one of you, he bring his own judgment to defend only, sponsored by hypocrisy and lying. So the same hadith, it says sahih, they say to you, other person, he says, this is not sahih. So if we want to learn the religion of Islam, if this religion is ever exist, where we can get our sources from? Any Muhammadan? From the Hindus? Did the Hindu preserve the Quran and the Hadith? Who is responsible for not preserving Islam? Shall we blame the Jews? In fact, yes, they blame the Jews. Believe it or not, they blame the Jews. Muhammadan, they blame everybody except themselves. If his wife, she cannot have babies, he don't blame himself in the bed, he blame a Jew. They have no electricity, they blame the Jews. No jobs, they blame the Jews, even though they have the most rich countries in the world of oil. Any Muhammadan? Muhammad, he see the Jews anywhere he go, even when he is going to eat lizards. Lizard.
Hello.
Yes,
Sir, cannot hear me?
yes, I hear you, Kermist. Go ahead. Shermist or
Say
Kermist?
question.
How I can say your name?
Say Kermis. Okay, so I have a question about the Bible.
You're an atheist?
Yes.
What do you think about Muhammad?
He's not a prophet. Okay.
That's it? Why he's not a prophet?
I mean, I don't believe in him, so yeah, that's just it.
But why he is not a prophet? Why you don't believe in him?
Because I'm not Muslim, I don't follow the religion of Islam. My
I know,
parents
I
are
know,
atheists.
I know, but why you don't believe in him?
Because I don't know, there's so many prophets, like they claim to be prophets. I don't know which to believe, to be honest. But I have like much criticism about Islam and Christianity, you know?
Give me
Right
one.
now, the
Give me one criticism about Islam and one about Christianity.
I mean, Christianity isn't that right either. I mean, if you read the Bible,
Uh-huh.
I have a question for you.
But can you give
So
me
who creates?
can you give me first the criticism you have against Islam first, and then give me the Bible?
I would like to start with the Bible. If
No, you see,
there's
for me, I would like to be. I examine the honesty of people, to be honest with you, and I want to be sure
yeah,
that you are not a fake atheist. So, are you willing to say something very bad and negative about Muhammad, or you are not?
I mean, Muhammad, I think he's a like criminal, you could say.
All right,
I'm
but
still like
that's enough.
a
Go
Muslim.
go ahead for
Yeah.
me. Go to the Bible.
Yeah. So my question is, who creates darkness and evil in Christianity?
God created everything, but when God created evil, He created good, because evil turned to be evil by itself. God did not create evil to make it evil. God created an angel. This angel, he decided to become evil. The same as he created you. Like now, you are an evil person, and I will tell you why. God, he created you, and he gave you free will. And then you abuse the free will, and you decide to become evil and deny the one who created you. In the eye of God, this is evil. In my eye, this is evil. Therefore, I believe you are a very evil person. You deny your maker, and you decided to laugh at him. Yeah. So God, God gave you free will, and you abuse your free will. This is why actually he gave it to you, to see who is the one love him voluntarily and the one who hate him voluntarily. You decide to hate him voluntarily, so that's your decision.
So yeah, how this verse explains, I thought like Iblis is, I saw it in the Quran as well, that I don't know about the Quran being from Iblis, but I saw like a verse in the Bible someone gave me. I don't know if he was Muslim, but this verse is like Isaiah 45:7. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
But I thought it would like Satan,
No, this is first of all, God, he created everything. Everything created by him. Nothing else.
He created evil.
Yeah, he created evil when he created the angel who failed. So when he say I created evil, that means he created us. We are the evil too. You see, people, they blame Satan for everything, but the fact, Satan, yes, he is the source of lying, but human being is no less Satan than Satan. So God, he created Adam as an example. Adam, he have two sons. One of them, he killed the other brother. That is evil. Who created the sons of Adam? God. So when he's saying I created evil, he is confirming his creation of everything. Because they might say, they might say, maybe God created only the good ones. No. God created, this is why the Bible said the sun rise above the bad and the good and the evil. So the sun, which means the benefit of the sun, both will get it, and the sun is a creation of God. So God provide benefit for both, and this is why there is a day of judgment. For now you get the benefit, all of you. For now you live free as you wish, you do as you wish, but time will come and you will pay for your crimes. So you can say as you wish, as an atheist, say, well, God created evil. But all of us, we knew that the Bible, all of it is about, like Jesus says, love your enemy. Does that sound evil to you?
No, that's why it's confusing for me, this verse.
It's not confusing. No, you see, my friend, it's not confusing, but because you did decide to run into conclusion, not to study the book carefully. So, love your enemy. If all of us, we practice this, regardless if you are an atheist or Buddhist or Christian or Hindu or anything, if you practice this sentence alone, the whole earth will become heaven. No criminals will exist, no evil will be done, no harm will be done to anyone, for people love each other. Even poor people, they will not be starving for food. Why? Because people love each other and they help each other. Right now, most of the countries, including the poor ones, they spend massive budget. For what? For defense. Why? Because everybody is scared of the evil of the neighbor. Trillions of dollars, not billions. Like country like India as an example, or Indonesia, or even America. I mean, there's countries, people, they cannot even have a blanket to sleep in it. Yet the government, they have to spend billions of dollars, if not trillions, on war machines. Why we need the war machines? Because everybody is afraid of the evil. The big fish wanna eat the small fish. The powerful country wanna swallow the neighbors. Like now China is expanding. It's taking, wanna take in it, so and the Russian and etc. And Western are now better. Like in a certain time, the Western, they were doing the same. So always, powerful countries, they take advantage of your weakness. They suck your resource, they steal your goods, they abuse your citizen, just for the sake of what? Evil. So, but God did not say to them, be evil. Love your enemy, wish to others what you wish to yourself, and then everybody will be fine. Just one sentence, not a book.
So what is the job of Iblis in Christianity in the Bible?
He have no job. It's not about the job. I mean, this is funny description to say a job. We are not working.
Yeah.
We are not working in McDonald's, my friend. So
So
like, what is your job in Christianity? You. What's your job in Christianity?
Yeah, just to pray to Jesus.
No. You as an atheist.
Oh, I mean, I just try to be a good person in that sense.
No. Your job in Christianity as an atheist is to criticize Christianity and make fun of it and say this is stupid and weird and etc. and being an atheist.
Oh no, not really, but it's just like I saw many. Maybe it depends because I was on an anti-Christian side. Maybe that's why I.
Yeah, but you need to ask yourself why you get attracted to anti-Christian side unless you are anti-Christian too.
It's because like I thought Christianity was like this religion of peace, and then I just thought the side was like, yeah, okay, I'm curious to see if the arguments they bring there are good. So I saw the verses, I read them, and I just thought like.
My friend, first of all, the word peace is a delusion. A human being, hold on, let me answer you. The word peace is a delusion. People, they keep living it. You have no peace unless you are with God. You will never be in peace. And this is why I'm saying to you, if you practice one sentence of Christ's teaching, then peace will be on earth, not peace only in your home. Then you will not be worried about your security. Peace and illusion as long you are against God, because simply always you have the evil inside you, tempting you to take over the neighbor. If that's not you, the neighbor will do it. If not the neighbor of the neighbor. There's always somebody, he will take advantage of your peace. Let us say you are a very peaceful person. You are against using violence in any way, any mean. Me too. I hate violence. I hate it. I don't even like people to watch boxing, or kickboxing, because I don't find it a sport, first of all. I find it just a business for money. Same time, it doesn't teach us anything good. We are just learning how to hurt each other. But doesn't mean I am against somebody defending himself. Absolutely not. But in the same time, peace is not going to exist and never exist in this earth. Since man, he was dividing himself from God. And this is what happened to Adam. Adam was living in peace. Total peace, no enemies. He created enemy to himself. And the first enemy was for Adam, it was him. And you are the enemy of yourself. So when we allow evil to occupy our heart, or let us say, I'm not the person who want to do evil, but there is always evil ones around us. And we need protection. That's why we have police. That's why we have army. This is why we have rules. This is why we have law. Why? Because we are always afraid of what is going to happen next. When you walk in the darkness, have you ever walked in the wood at the dark time?
Yeah, there was a time.
Okay, how did it feel to be like? Is it the same to walk in the darkness in the wood, the same as at night, at the daytime? Sorry.
I mean, probably isn't, because if it's dark, you can't see what's around you.
Exactly.
It depends on the person if you're scared or not, but yeah.
No, it doesn't matter how brave you are. In the darkness, you are alarmed. Even if you are the most brave one. Why? Because you don't see what's around you. You are not feeling secure enough. Even if there's no evil around you, you might step somewhere and you fall over a cliff. Maybe a snake will bite you. You don't see. So now you lost the most effective way of defense, which is vision. So if I lose my vision, I feel always I am not secure. And risk can approach me easy and take advantage of me not having vision. At night, there is many creatures, they have 1,000 times better vision than mine. Those, they will take advantage of me. So because I know now that I am not able to see, I am in the stage of defense. The second I have a light or candles or flashlight or etc., my alarm will be lower because now I can see. And this is exactly what Christianity is about. You live in the darkness, you are in total darkness. You depend on yourself. The whole society you live in depends on itself, which means everybody do as he wish. The evil one, he hunt for you. And if you are not an evil, at least in their level, you will be hunted. So either there is a hunter or there is a hunted. With God, there is no hunter and hunted. Nobody will be hunted. But a human being, sadly, choose to be an evil doer, and he enjoy it. This is why Christianity is extremely important to fix the society. You will notice that liberals, as an example, in the state or Europe, they are doomed. Why? Because they fought the Bible. So now their kids is what? You know, go Saturday night, those liberals, nightclub, sex, drinking, drugs. Very high percentage of those youngs, they end dead in a very young age.
Do you still have to follow the Old Testament? So if you say that if you live by the Bible or the state like rules by the word of the Bible, do they have to like keep the word of the Torah of the Old Testament?
If I have a Christian state, I will follow every single word in the Old Testament, whatever it is, without asking me. So if I have a Christian state, I will do what God commanded me to do. But I don't.
Why do many? Okay, so why do many Christians say like it's the Old Testament? Jesus gave us a new law, so we are not.
No, that's not true. Whoever a Christian says that to you, that's not true. Jesus, he said, "I came to fulfill, not to destroy." So what Jesus, what Jesus did, he fulfilled. In the same time, he explained some wrong understanding the Jews have for the law. Like as an example, you shall not work in Saturday. Saturday. It's not for God as much it is for the man. So Jesus said to them, Sabbath was made for the man, not the man was made for Sabbath. So the Jews, they start worshiping Saturday instead of worshiping God. And they lost the mercy sense of it. So Saturday, the purpose was for it. The greedy of us, including the Jews, they don't want to rest. They don't want to give even their servants time to rest. They work 7 days a week, non-stop. They force them to work. The farmers are the same. The one doing the trade business is the same. So now God forced them that everybody is not allowed to work. So the command came to solve a social issue, not the opposite. God do not need your day, and God do not even need your prayer. This is why Jesus said, Sabbath was made for the man, not the man was made for Sabbath. So what Jesus did, he did not destroy the Sabbath. He explained it in the correct way, very wise way. Same time he fulfilled and he completed the law. We have another caller, if you don't mind, my friend, the atheist. Reseller, you are a Muslim, Mr. Reseller?
Yes, I know. Yes, I am.
All right, go ahead, my friend. What do you think about your prophet? Is he a prophet of God?
Just like Jesus, yes.
Okay, why he is a prophet of God? Tell me.
Because he believes in all the prophets you believe.
Oh, that doesn't make me a prophet of God. If I believe in all prophets, doesn't make me a prophet. Can you speak louder a little bit, please? Can you speak louder? Okay.
Just let me
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me right now?
I hear you better. Good. Go ahead. Very good.
Okay. He stopped.
He what?
He stopped doing bad things. محاربة الفساد. Wait, let me translate it.
Okay, no, he no, he fight bad things. He fight evil. Muhammad fight evil. How? I thought he is teaching evil. I will give you an example. If you have a daughter, Rizla, if you have a daughter,
Yes.
and she is married, I respect my family. I'm not. Don't take me. I'm making fun of you or your family. No, I'm just giving you an example. So if you have a daughter and she is married, and then
Okay.
I come to her husband and I say to him, hey, let us say his name is Ahmed. You say, Ahmed, are you married? You say, yeah, I'm married to the daughter of Rizal. And then I say, is she like a child or she is a grown woman? He said, oh, she's a grown woman. I say to him, oh, why you are marrying a grown woman instead of a child? A child, you can play with her. You can have fun with her. Do you think this is an advice of a good man? Am I a good man when I advise Ahmed, the one who married your daughter, should not marry your daughter because she is a grown woman, but he should marry a child?
Can you show me the hadith, please?
I'm not showing you anything. I'm just asking you now. Give you an idea.
Okay. Muhammad has said that if you marry, that you have to do sex with your wife and have fun because
No. This is not the question, my friend. Focus with me. Your son-in-law is married to your daughter, and your daughter is, let us say, she is 30 years old. Wonderful. All right. So now the question is, should I advise your son-in-law to get rid of this woman and marry someone else? She is a child. She is, let us say, 6 years old. Is that a good advice of a good man? Or this is an evil advice? The guy is happily married. He is not complaining.
look, I see it good because like marrying.
You see it good? You see it good? So if the guy now he divorced you, so now the guy he divorced your wife just because he want to have a child so he can play with her, that is good?
Yes, because one of the. What do you mean, like play with her?
To play with her. To play.
Like what?
To
What
play,
do you
to
mean, like,
play,
play with
to play, just to play. To play sexually, to play fun, to play, etc. She is a child. Child, you know, like a puppy.
One of the things that in Islam that we should marry is like to have fun
Uh-huh.
with your wife.
So in this,
Because
Mhm.
not having fun with your wife, you're gonna have fun with other kids. Am I right?
Okay. But what this the man is already married. The man is already married and he's
Yeah,
having fun.
he didn't have fun with the old lady. So Muhammad tell him instead of using that old lady and non-sexual things, marry a woman that you can have sex with her to prevent you having sex with other women in a haram relationship.
So why Muhammad marry? So why Muhammad marry a woman? She is 20 years older than him. If it's better to marry a child, Muhammad himself he marry Khadija. I will tell you why. Because she is rich, right? She have money. Uh-huh.
We all know that man married every wife for a reason. Like
Exactly, guys. Muhammad marry every wife for a reason, and Khadija he married her because she is rich. Muhammad obviously he don't like old women, and you are the one who said that to me. You said why the Islam teach us. Islam teach us. Listen.
Muhammad had 11 wives.
He have 13 wives. He have 13 wives and hundreds of sex slaves. Here we see your prophet. Your prophet. Can you read this hadith for me? It says, why you don't marry a child so you can play with her, and she play with you. This is a pedophile. This is a pedophile. This is a person. He have a mental issue. He is advising a man to divorce his grown wife. She's a woman, asking the guy to go and find a child so she could amuse you. What is this?
يا حبيبي. حبيبي. Let's say that you got like an old lady, like you're 20, you got like a 50 years old woman.
Why? First of all, the guy is not married to a 50 years old woman. She is not older than him. Nowhere it says that. He just married a woman, grown woman, and Muhammad advising him to marry. Maybe she is 18, maybe she is 19, she's a growing woman. So now Muhammad is saying to him, why you don't marry a little tiny child? What kind of advice? The guy did not. It's in front of you. It's in front of you. It says, he asked him why you are, why you marry someone like this. He said to him, my brother, or his dad supposedly, he died, and he left nine. Listen. He left 9 or 7 daughters behind. They are orphan. I therefore did not approve the idea that I should bring a girl like them. So they are like kids. Muhammad is advising the man to marry a kid like them. They are orphans. The guy, he says, but I prefer to bring a woman who should look after them. So those are a bunch of little girls, and the Prophet is asking the man to bring someone in their age just because you want to play with her.
Okay, wait. Let me bring you a tafsir.
What tafsir? Even this hadith need tafsir? This is hadith. Even your Muslim hadith need tafsir?
Muslim how much?
Huh?
Muslim how much?
I don't understand what?
Muslim what?
This is 7715.
And if okay. I'm sorry. Yes.
Can you do me a favor and turn the radio or the TV next to you, please, if you don't mind? Is that okay?
Okay, I know. Wait. Okay, I can send you an entire and you can read it in.
Huh?
Okay. It's I know tafsir if you want to read it.
My friend, just give me, it says clearly, we do not need tafsir, but you can do whatever you want. It says clearly that she is a little girl like them, and the Prophet is advising the man not to be with this woman who is growing women, not necessarily 50, maybe she is 18, maybe she is 17, maybe she is 19, maybe she is 30. And he is asking him to go after a child for one simple reason. So you play with her, and she play with you, and she amuse you.
But the problem is that it doesn't show me the hadith, the same hadith you're writing.
What do you mean? Here we go. I will give you the link. You can open it from your side.
I'll give the link.
All right. Here we go.
Okay, complete your European okay. Yo, hadith 340. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Wait.
So, this is evil.
Yes.
I'm not teaching people good manner. I'm teaching them to be pervert. This is something called pervert. A person who is happily married, first of all, none of my business to tempt him to go and find a new wife. Did he complain? No. Did he say my wife is bad? No. So what is my business? Secondly, who in the world would advise a man, grown man, he is coming to jihad, he just came from a fight, and now I'm advising him to find a little girl for one reason, not because she is a smart, or no, just to play with her. It's so clear that your prophet, he is suffering from, being pervert. He's advising men to be pervert, and he himself, he marry a child.
Okay, it says sport with her. صح ولا لا?
It says what?
Sport with her.
Sport with her, huh? Sport with her. Explain to us, what does that mean? What he will do? He will play football?
يسابقها. We know that.
What?
يسابقها like يسابقها sport.
No, my friend.
يسابقها means like.
No, my friend. Are you an Iraqi?
No, I'm not. I'm Qatari first.
Qatari. Okay. He's from Qatar. Listen carefully. First, it doesn't say sport with her. It says in Arabic. My friend, read the Arabic. Read the Arabic. It says جارية تلاعبها وتلاعبك. تلاعبها وتلاعبك. Not race with her. So you marry now a child because you want to race with her? This is the reason? You are the one who said to me, well, in Islam we are advised to marry younger so we can have a better sex. You said that.
Yes, young to marry a young, so they can be the same age, play with each other. That's something good.
What do you mean marry other? No. The guy is coming from jihad. The guy is coming from jihad. He is not a boy. He's not a boy. He is a growing man. He married even a widow. And now your prophet, he is asking him for a very simple reason to go and marry a new girl.
The reason of that is to have fun with your work. If you're not gonna have fun,
so exactly. But the guy is not complaining. He's having fun with the wife he have. What's your business? What kind of manner you have to tempt a man to divorce his wife and leave her just because he want to get a little child? And how you can have fun with a child? How you can enjoy? Listen, I want you to explain. Listen, my friend from Qatar, how you can explain to me how you can enjoy having fun with someone she is 6 years old. Explain to us how you do that.
Okay, about like Mohammed and Aisha.
What the fun exactly we are talking about? She is 6, you are 54. You said Muhammad and Aisha, no problem. Muhammad was 54, she is 6.
Some hadith from Aisha says that Muhammad used to race with Muhammad. They used to race.
Muhammad raced years with Muhammad?
Yes,
so this is why he married her. So this is why he married her, because they raced together. He cannot race with the older women. He cannot race with someone she is 16 or 17. Who can race better? Someone she is 6 or someone is a teenage, let us say she is 15. 6, she cannot even run. She will fall down in the ground.
You have read too many about Islam. We all know that Aisha narrated 2000 hadith. Am I right? Yes.
I don't care how many.
The reason of problematic Aisha is her brain. Her brain.
Her brain? Aisha, she have a brain? Isn't it Aisha the one who accused your prophet to be a false prophet?
Where does it say?
Isn't it Aisha is the one who said, it is you who claim to be a prophet of Allah?
Okay, she's asking.
No, she is accusing him.
Where is that? Where is that? How did she accuse him?
She said, you claim. Somebody believe. Listen, if I say to you, you claim to be smart, so say this. I'm saying you are not. You have to prove it to me.
People around you to ask, do you claim that you're God? Does this make him not God, the Habib?
No, this is not the question. If Aisha is saying you claim, that mean you are not. Prove it to us. And Aisha, she was complaining that he is unjust. This is why even though they did beat her for doing that. So
like we Arab, wait, I'm gonna give you an example. Like us, like sometimes, like before saying something, like something secret, like we ask أتؤمن بالله لا تقول لأحد. Like, do you believe in God? Don't say to anyone. That's a phrase we Arab use.
No. This is not. This is. She said you claim, my friend. She said you know Arabic very well.
Not a claim. It's a claim.
No. The Muslims agree. The Muslims agree that she committed a massive sin when she did say that. She said, and not only that, Muhammad, he said to her, "Do you have a doubt about that? Do you have a doubt?" Muhammad, he said that to her. Do you have a doubt that I am? Do you have a doubt? Do you have a doubt that I am the messenger of Allah?
Oh, don't you understand? Show me a hadith.
All right, let us see if we can find the hadith in English first. Let us see. If not, we will show it to you in Arabic. You speak Arabic, you have no excuse. Let us see. Okay, well, maybe we cannot find it in English. I will give it to you in Arabic, and you read it for us. All right.
The problem is that men understood like the other people. Like you are Arabic. You know how like the Arabic phrases.
I know how the Arabic phrases, my friend. I know. I know. Okay, now open this link for me and read. Did your prophet wife, she accuse your prophet that this is what Aisha did?
That's first.
Uh-huh. Your prophet wife, actually, she is accusing your prophet to be unjust. This is why she is saying, it is sahih in front of you, it says sahih. It says at the end, it says, no, it says, no, where it says la yasah, where it says. Where? Where?
Look at the end, it says hello.
Hold on, no, he is quoting for you al-Haythami, but then it says رِجَالُهُ ثِقَاتٌ. There's two hadith. They are saying one of them is accurate, the other one is not. Do you see it? وَبَقِيَّةْ رِجَالَهُ صَحِيحٌ. Do you see? بَقِيَّةْ رِجَالَهُ رِجَالٌ صَحِيحٌ. So here you will see. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Hello.
My friend, don't invite the admins. Don't invite people and mute them until we finish talking. Who is the admin? Is just unmuting people. Go ahead, Rizal. So as you see, Aisha, she is, huh?
I don't trust. That's not from Sahih Muslim, Sahih Bukhari.
Okay. Let us go and then find something from Sahih Muslim. Did Aisha? You said she is wise and she is smart. Did Aisha practice breastfeeding for adult 10 times? Huh? Did Aisha practice? Did Aisha إرضاع الكبير؟ هل مارست عائشة إرضاع الكبير؟
إرضاع الكبير, like giving milk?
Not giving milk, giving your breast as a woman.
يعني كيف giving breast?
Why you cannot? You said to me you trust al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim.
Wait, what does it mean?
A woman, she gave her breast to a man.
ايش يعني breast?
Breast mean صدر, ثدي.
Okay, to an old man.
Yeah, to a grown man.
Yeah. For what? For the milk.
What milk? Like the women, the first woman, she practiced that. She was an old woman. She have no milk. Do you think women, they have milk all the time? They have a faucet. They open their breast and you start suck milk from it? No. They are the same as animals. When they have babies, they have milk. There's no babies, there's no milk.
Okay, so what happened? Like, she had milk or whatever? Show me the hadith.
How Aisha, she will have milk? She ordered her nieces and her sister to give her breast to anyone when I enter upon her. Is that correct?
Yeah, Aisha used to give to babies only.
All right. Read with me. Here it says.
Okay. أم المؤمنين. Okay. أخبر أم من ستربي وهو يرضع إلى أختها أم كلثوم بنت أبي بكر الصديق. قالت ارضعي 10 رضعات حتى يدخل. قال سلام فأرضعني أم كلثوم 3 رضعات ثم أرضعت فلم ترضعني غير 3 رضعات. أكون أدخل عشان أجل كثرة في
Uh-huh.
عشرة.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's milk. That's talking about milk.
Sucking her breast.
Yes.
Okay, so what can you said to me Aisha is wise? Is Aisha wise when she command her sisters to give their boobs to a strange man so he sucked them so they can meet her?
Okay, who's the weird one?
It doesn't matter. He's not from the family. He is a strange man.
Okay, is the strange man a baby or not?
Yeah, so why Aisha, if she is wise, she is giving,
Okay.
you know, and by the way, this was a verse in the Quran, in case you do not know. This was a verse in the Quran, and I'm surprised you do not know about it. I mean, you are in Qatar, you know in Qatar, I mean, they supposedly they claim to be Islamic, and they support Muslim Brotherhood, etc. Suddenly you do not know what breastfeeding for adult. So here you see that.
I know that
Uh-huh.
Aisha used to.
Okay.
Aisha, not Aisha, the Aisha's sisters used to like give milk to.
All right. So now,
Yes.
not give milk. Well, nowhere it says milk. You suck her nipple. There's no milk. Women don't have milk all the time.
Rada'at means milk.
No, mean to suck the nipples. To suck the nipples. Radda,
Okay, so
Radda, Radda, my friend, Radda. This is the original word of Radda, which mean you hold the nipples with your lips and you squeeze it. That's what Radda. Or you push on something which is the skin.
In your mind, you know that it means Radda means taking milk. Okay, man, can you go to
How you can take the milk? Okay, you take the milk. How the man will take the milk? How the man will take the milk? Explain to us. The man, guys, will take the milk from the women. How he take the milk from the women? No, this is for the man. It says Arda'ul Kabir, Arda'ul Kabir, Al-Kabir, Al-Kabir. For adult. For adult. Huh? What?
Yes, let me see.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
الرضاعات حتى يدخل وير. أم كلثوم
Okay.
الرضاعات حتى يدخل قالت فلما أدخل على عائشة من كل حتى wait.
Okay, let me make it more clear for you. Hold on. It's not your fault.
الرضاع الكبير. Where is الرضاع الكبير?
Okay, where is Arda al-Kabir? Let me show you Arda al-Kabir. Give me a second.
You're gonna get it from your dick.
Are you using filthy language now?
Yeah, Habibi, don't say things that you don't like. You say that.
Did you use the word? Did you say the word dick?
It means like the safina.
Why a Muslim cannot be he for a second? Did I insult you? Did I call you names? Did I say anything to you? No.
You don't think I told you like the verse from the Bible says that I can't suck Mary's nipples?
No, you can, but you have to show it to me, and you're a liar. But now I'm showing you from. I'm not lying. Listen. Don't. Who cares about you being happy? Here we go. I will show you Arda al-Kabir. Here we go. It's in front of you. We are not making things up. This is your book. This is your reference, and I don't care what you think. I'm here, you know, to. Let us go عشر رضعات. Well done. Read. Does it say أرضاع الكبير?
Okay, let me read the entire hadith. Right, please.
Huh?
You're right, from the right, not from the...
Oh, okay, here we go.
حدثنا أبو سلمى. عن عائشة قالت حدثنا أبو سلمى عبد الرحمن عن أبي عن عائشة قال لقد نزلت.
So, did I lie to you? Even the chapter name is a breastfeeding for adult. Do you see it?
The verse toning of breastfeeding and other 10 was revealed. The verse of toning اوكي على دخل نزلت آية الرجم ورضاعة الكبير. ورضاعة الكبير 10 لقد كان صحيفة okay. It says that you should be stoned for breastfeeding and other.
It says there you will be stoned for breastfeeding.
No, it says on. Okay.
Okay. Are you sure you know Arabic, my friend? What are you talking about? Listen, it says here clearly,
I'm reading it.
and Aisha قالت, so the breastfeeding for adult is revealed as a Quran. This is Quran. This is not even hadith. Your God, my friend, He commanded the people of Qatar. He commanded the women of Qatar.
I got you. Breastfeeding and adult. Okay.
But breastfeeding for adult. Okay.
Who is breastfeeding who?
Muslim women, they give their breast to Muslim men.
Okay, no, like the wife breastfeeding her own husband.
Really? That's hilarious. Yeah, my friend, I just showed you Aisha commanding her sister to breastfeed anyone when I enter upon her. What do you mean breast? You Muslim, listen. You Muslims, you breastfeeding your wife? You Muslim men.
Like the wife breastfeeding the husband.
Why you want to do that?
That's sometimes happens, like in real life, we all know. Mary, that's gonna happen to you.
Okay. So your wife, she breastfeed you every morning as a breakfast?
Wallah, why not? If I marry, why not?
Okay, but this is not about this. This is about your prophet. He command the women. She have a slave. He enter upon her in her house, and she is a very old woman. She said, my husband, he don't like it. He said, your prophet, ardi'i. She said, how I'm going to breastfeed him, and he is a grown man. He said, well, I know he is a grown man, just do it. So you lied about this is for the man, that for the husband. Nowhere it says that. And and you notice here, by the way, that this hadith in front of us, the goat ate your Quran, which is a different story to laugh at. Okay, here we go. Your prophet, here we go. This is Sahih Muslim. It says that your prophet, he commanded a woman, her name is Sahla bint Suhail, and he said to her, ardi'ihi. She said, وكيف أرضعه وهو رجل كبير فتبسم رسول الله وقال قد علمت أنه رجل كبير. This is a religion?
Wait a second, let me read it. And let me know the tafsir. Okay.
What tafsir? Even this one need tafsir?
Yes, it needs tafsir.
Yes. Okay. I told you, give me the tafsir already. Are you telling me you gave me the first tafsir 2 minutes ago? You told me this is about me and my wife suckling she suckle me every day in the morning. You said that, so you were lying. This is not about your wife.
No, that hadith wasn't for that's a hadith and that's another.
This is the same one. This is the verses of a breastfeeding for adult. There's only in Islam only one 10-time breastfeeding. This is for adult.
وجه ابن حذيفة من دخول سالم سهل بن سعيد قال يا رسول الله اني ارى في وجه ابي حذيفة من دخول سالم وهو حذيفة.
حذيفة not حذيفة.
Okay.
I mean, in Qatar, don't teach you how to read Arabic correctly?
Yeah. يا صلى الله عليه وسلم قد علمت أنه فكيف أرضع ورجك بفترة لقد علمت أن رجل زاد وفي رواية أنا بظاهر Okay. Let me know, because maybe like that was a test. Bro.
Bro, what? You come with a solution now? Give me a new solution, guys. Bro, he found the solution. Give me the solution. Go ahead before it get cold. What? What?
Go ahead.
You said you find a solution. What? What the solution? What kind of religion commanding a woman to give her breast to a stranger? And now Aisha, she is giving her breast. She is commanding her sisters and her nieces to do breastfeeding for anyone when I enter upon her. So imagine you go to the secretary of Aisha, and she have all bunch of women in her office. And now, if you want to meet Aisha, those women, they are Muslims, wearing hijab, wearing the burqa. Now they are going to take their breast out, and they put it for you on the table, or you sit in their lap and you start suckle them, even though you are a grown man. What is this?
Okay, it says like I read the tafsir. It says like breastfeeding an old man isn't haram.
Thank you very much. It's not haram. So in Islam, it is haram to shake hand with Muslim women, but it's not haram to sit in her lap, hold her breast, and suck it. How that work?
Okay, like the same with Christianity.
In Christianity, we have a breastfeeding for adult.
No, you believe that.
Really?
A woman can shake hand with a man, but she doesn't need to wear a veil.
Doesn't need to be what?
To need a veil, wear an abaya, wear a veil.
Okay. Well, first of all, there is nowhere in the Quran that says women need to wear abaya. I challenge you to show me the verse in front of everybody.
Yeah.
You claim that you are from Qatar, you speak Arabic, but I want to show everybody that all of you Muslims are a bunch of liars when it's come to abaya and the veil, covering your head, covering your face. Nowhere in the Quran says, show me the verse.
Okay, wait.
It says to cover your breast only.
Okay.
Because Muslim women, all right, Surah An-Nur. Okay. 21? 31?
No, not Al-Hijr. Yes, 31.
Okay. Read it for us and let us laugh.
And they should do it.
Where it says that you should wear a veil. Read for me in Arabic.
Yes, wait. No. You read it to yourself.
I see it. Nowhere it says that. It says لِيَضْرُبْنَ بِخُمْرِهِنَّ عَلَى جِيُوبِهِنَّ. So they have to put something to cover their breast. That's all. And they don't show their decoration. But nowhere it says wear a veil. Nowhere it says wear a hijab. Nowhere it says that.
Well, like, man, if you wanna cover your beauty, you get like naked clothes. Yani, of course, you're gonna wear.
No. You see, it says clearly what to cover. It says وَيَحْفَظْنَ فُرُوجَهُنَّ وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنَّ إِلَّا مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا وَلِيَضْرُبُنَّ بِخُمْرُهُنَّ عَلَى جِيُوبِهِنَّ. So they have to put something to cover their breast area. Nowhere it says cover your hair. No, you see the word. They see the word veil in the translation is absolutely big fat lie, and you know how to read Arabic.
Wait. It says وَيَحْفَظْنَ فُرُوجِهِنَّ. What does فُرُوجِهِنَّ means? Like their awra.
Vagina.
Or like
vagina. Do Muslim women work in the street without clothes? They show the vagina. This is something everybody don't do. So you do not need a verse from God to do that. I mean, even atheists, they don't walk in the street and their vagina is showing up. So it says here, فُرُوجَهُنَّ.
When you see like when you see like you see a woman with tight clothes, is that beauty?
When you see a woman, she swim in the ocean and wearing her veil, and the veil is touching every part of her body, that will make her more.
That's haram.
That's haram. Okay, so it's so you are saying to me now, a Muslim woman, she can show her breast to a stranger to suck her breast, but she have to wear a veil. Oh, if necessarily, guys, if it's necessarily, a Muslim woman, she can give a Christian prince her breast, but remember, brother, she have to wear her veil. So in the Quran, nowhere it says veil. Actually, the word hijab never mentioned in the Quran for women. Never, never, ever. Nowhere in the Quran says cover. Nowhere in the Quran says cover your head or cover your hair. It's a big fat lie. Same time, but we notice now that you admit and you agreed that your wife, she can give her breast to a stranger, but yet you prefer she is better than a woman. She is better than a woman. She is showing her hair.
Bro, you believe in Christianity that you can, like, your women can go naked, but
show me where in Christianity it says your woman can go naked. Go ahead.
Not naked, like with tight clothes and like.
Yeah. You know, all Muslim women. Do you want me to show you what Muslim women they do in Qatar and in Saudi Arabia and in Oman? Do you want me to show you?
Okay.
If I type here, listen, don't give me a speech about good and bad. I will type the word which you know it very well in front of everybody. No. Here we go. This is the Muslim women in the Middle East. What they are doing? What haram?
You watch Yemeni? Allah يقرفك.
This is not Yemen. Those are not Yemen. Why you are lying? Those are not Yemen. Those are Bahrain and Qatar and Oman and all kind of countries. Muslim women, they go and they shake their butt and everybody watching and they are wearing burqa. Look how beautiful this. I love it, man. I want to go there. This is Yemen now. Is that how people of Yemen they dress? Listen. Is that how people of Yemen they dress? Why you are lying? So now your wife, she is wearing burqa, but she is bending down and she is shaking her ass. And now in the top of that, you yourself, you said to me that you don't mind that your wife give her breast to a stranger, huh?
Okay, Habibi, wait. We believe in Islam that they're gonna go to hellfire.
Who will go to hellfire again?
These people here.
Where it says in the Quran those people will go to hellfire? Show me.
Okay.
So women who give their breast to a stranger, they will not go to hellfire. But those women, they will go to hellfire.
Giving breast if needed, like not.
Yeah, like if a guy, you know, your wife walking in the street and somebody is thirsty, you know, like, can you please give me some milk? It's necessarily now. No, nowhere it says needed. It says even Muslim, they say, well, if my neighbor want to come to my house and in order to be allowed to be with her alone, she will give him her breast 10 different days and he keeps sucking it until he is satisfied. Not only he have to suck it, he have to suck it in 10 different days until he is totally satisfied. And me myself, I'm always hungry, man. I never get so, especially from breastfeeding. Oh boy, man, I'm hungry. I need to go. Yeah, show me that those women in the Quran, they will go to hell. Show me that.
Okay, wait. Wait, ya Habibi.
I'm waiting. You remind me of the Quran. Your God, Allah, He says, wait, and I'm waiting with you. I never heard of a God is waiting for a miracle to happen. But anyway, the miracle will happen by your hand.
Okay, what if wait, can you give me
Can you count for me how many times you said to me, wait, in the last 60 seconds? You keep saying to me, wait. Are you saying to me you could not find one verse in the Quran saying that women?
It's not about that. Give me 1 minute. I'll show you one verse from the Bible and the ayah.
One verse from the Bible. Okay. So now you are trying to escape the immunity. You are trying to change the topic, right?
And I'm going to give you the verse from the Quran that says that please, I'm going to go to hellfire.
It says what in the Quran?
that the women that show their thingies are gonna go to hellfire.
Okay, show me where it says the women who show what? She show what? She show what? Their faces, they will go to hell?
They show their
No. I said to you, where in the Quran says that women, you said to me that those women, they will go to hell. Those women, they are wearing hijab, wearing burqa. All what they are doing, they are shaking their ass and they bend down. And not only that, two women, they sleep in the top of each other and doing a sexual dance. You know, obviously, it's like a lesbian dance, as you see in the screen. They sleep in the top of each other, you know, and they do sexual dancing. And this is supposedly your religion. So, you know, you say to me, those, they will go to hell. Show me where in the Quran it says that. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay, wait.
I think you told me already more than 100 times. Wait.
Wait. Ya Habibi, wait.
And why you call me Habibi? So now what, you know, people will think that you are something, you know, you call my man Habibi. Don't do that. So stop saying wait and stop calling me Habibi. Should we go to the chapter of wait in the Quran? I can go. Your God Allah, when they ask him for a miracle, he says, wait, and I'm waiting. Have you ever heard of a God, they ask him for a miracle, he says, wait, I'm waiting with you too? What? You're waiting for who? You're the God.
Wait. Okay, wait. Okay, it doesn't say what it says in one of the hadith.
Doesn't say? What? So it's not in the Quran. So it's not in the Quran. Secondly, isn't it the Quran says that Allah, he forgive all sin except shirk, which means even if you are a homosexual, you go to heaven in Islam?
Yeah.
Thank you. So why you are talking they will go to hell? If Allah in Islam allow all kind of sin, just don't worship.
If they die, not
repent. No. They all what they need to say. They need to say Bismillah wa bihamdihi 100 times, and all their sin is forgiven. Isn't it true? That you say 100 times, correct? Huh? I don't hear you. What?
Yes, but man, you don't know you're gonna die like in 1 minute.
No problem, but you do every day. No, you can say it before you die. So guys, you say, imagine this religion, you do all kind of sin. Listen. In this religion, you rape, you kill, you steal, you fart, you do whatever you want. Then you say, and he agreed, you say, Bismillahi wa bihamdihi. Explain to us, hold on. Reza, listen. Explain to us why if I say Bismillah wa bihamdihi 100 times, all my sin is forgiven. Why?
Let me answer you about killing.
And you have to say it in Arabic. What's happening to you?
Man, you don't want me to talk. You're talking. You don't want me to. Think about killing. You kill. The Quran said that خالدين مخلدين فيها في النار. That if you kill a Muslim, if you kill a Muslim perpetrator, you're gonna stay in hellfire even if you repent.
My friend, that's false. That's false. In fact, you're a prophet in Europe. Your Quran encourage you. The Quran encourage you to kill Muslims. Isn't it you who believe in the Quran? The Quran says, if two group of Muslims have an argument, try to fix it. If not, kill the one which is a transgress. Is that correct?
just for a reason, but I'm saying that you kill someone for fun, because you're mad at him or something.
What?
Okay, there's something you kill by Shara Allah and you kill just because you're mad at someone or you're fighting with someone.
No, this is not what I'm talking about. Listen, I'm saying if there is two, according to the Quran, isn't it the Quran come with the solution that if two group of you Muslims disagree about something, you try to fix it, and they don't agree, we kill them. Here we go. This is chapter 49. Chapter 49, it says, if two parties among you...
You want me to talk about myself?
I don't know. Okay, my friend. What do you want to say? Go ahead. I will give you a chance.
Okay, so one of the criteria to repent is not to do the sin again. Not from your heart to not do the sin again.
Show me where it says that. Show me where it says that.
One of the hadith.
Where? It says if you don't do sin again. I challenge you. If I kill a man and what?
If you kill a man, a Muslim man, for no reason, for no purpose, you're gonna stay in hellfire. خالدين فيها.
Okay, let us go with you and see if this is true or not. So if I kill a man now, and then tomorrow I kill another man, and then I kill the other day another man, and I kill the other day other man, and I keep doing this like I have 30, 40, 50. Is Allah going to forgive me because I keep doing that or not?
No, but I know the hadith you're talking about, the guy that killed 100 men.
Still Allah forgive him?
Yes, he did.
Why? You said if you kill a Muslim, you go to hell.
Okay, I don't know. It's up to God.
A second ago you know, a second after you don't. I like that. So here, this is the story of a man, he killed 99 men. 99, and this God, he don't mind, kill more. You know? You see all those hadith in front of you. So how in the world this religion is? So if you are a homosexual, you go to heaven. If you are a lesbian, you go to heaven. If you kill hundreds of men and Muslims, you go to heaven. If you rape, you go to heaven. So heaven in Islam is nothing but a collector of murderers and criminals and fornicators. There is no good people in heaven of Allah.
There is.
No, it says that even if you like, even if your sin is more than the foam of the ocean, is that correct? Ocean foam. Just say Bismillah wa bihamdihi 100 times. Okay. Okay. Why? So why Allah wanna forgive your sin? You did not even ask to repent. You just said Bismillah wa bihamdihi. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. You did not repent. You did not pray. You did not do anything. You just said in Arabic, whoever says Subhanallah wa bihamdihi 100 times a day will have his sin forgiven, even if they are like the foam of the sea.
I know this hadith.
So now where is the word repent? Do you see repent? No. He just said Bismillah wa bihamdihi. So now I go kill people, rape, murder, steal, do everything, you know. And then at the end of the day I say Bismillah wa bihamdihi. It would take me less than a minute to say it. All my sin is gone, even if it's more than the foam of the sea.
That isn't stupid.
Huh?
That isn't stupid. He wouldn't accept a prayer of a God.
No, my friend, your God is. Don't insult Allah, please, guys. Guys, did you see, guys? It's what I don't like about Muslims. They are insulting their God. He just said Allah is not a stupid. Well, he is. He just said he is against sin, according to you. But if you say Bismillah wa bihamdihi, He erased your sin, even if it's more than the foam of the ocean. So your God is encouraging sin. He should say, shame on you. It doesn't matter how many times you say my name. This is what Jesus said. Jesus said, not everyone says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of my Father, but the one who do his will. So keep saying the name of God 1,000,000 times will not save you from hell. What save you from hell is to do the command of my Father. You Muslims are the opposite. You say Allah, Allah, Allah 100 times. You are going to go to heaven. So Muhammad is encouraging sin, because now any Muslim says, okay, you know what, I go and do whatever I want. And you know, I go to Thailand, sleep with women, drink halal food, water blood, you know, kosher pork and kosher whiskey, black label, you know, and then I come back home, I say Bismillah wa bihamdihi 100 times. All my sin is gone.
Okay, wait. We know that the Muslims that don't pray are not Muslims. And there is a hadith of it, you know?
The Muslims don't pray, they are not Muslims?
He's not a Muslim.
No problem, but listen, if a person, okay, hold on. If a person he don't pray, and he say Bismillah wa bihamdihi 100 times.
It doesn't mean it.
No, it says that whoever says, read it carefully, Subhanallah wa bihamdihi 100 times. All right, my friend, nice talking to you. I have to take the second person. You can come back later if you want. All right, this guy is waiting for long. Mr. H. Is that okay? Okay, thank you for being here. You can come back later. You know, we are here almost every day. And because, you know, I'm a very hungry person for breastfeeding. Go ahead, Mr. H, if you don't mind. Mr. H, go ahead, please.
Yes, hi, Christian. First of all, I just want to thank you. I'm sorry for deceiving you because I'm not Muslim. But I just had one quick question, please. I know I've been waiting here for long.
All right.
I just have one question because I've been talking to my parents about everything that I'm learning with you these past 2 years, and my father just wants to know whenever like an Arab man comes and asks about God, how do you say God in Arabic without saying Allah? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Well, the Middle Eastern Christians, because they've been forced under the Islamic occupation for 1400 years to use that word. So right now they use it, but this is absolutely false. There is many ways to say God in Arabic, like Rabb, Rabbi, Ilahi, Khaliqi. There's many words. So we have to go only by what the Bible says. And if we want to give it a name, in fact, even the Bible don't have a name. Even when God he says, I am, that's not a name. So we can use Elohim, we can use Yahweh, we can use Christ, we can say Jesus. All of those are names of God if we use them as a name. But however, none of the Bible, by the way, gave a name to God, because nothing can describe him. And nothing, no word can describe really what God is. Which means in the way to be fit with him, to the way to describe him really how he is. So you can say the word God, you can say the word Rabb, you can say the word Christ, but still you should not say the word Allah, for Allah is two words. A-L, which means God, and La. La is the word which is the moon god. So we should not use that word. And if there is any Christian, you know, he is using that word, because I know Christians who live in Islamic countries, they've been forced to use that word. As an example, Indonesia, Malaysia, Middle East, Arab countries, Muslim countries, wherever the Christians are minority, they force them to use that word. And I say to those Christians, you are committing a big sin against God by saying the word Allah. Our God is not Allah, have nothing to do with Allah. Even if you're a priest, he became a coward, and you don't dare to say, well, you know what, we have nothing to do with this God. Our God, never his name Allah mentioned in the Bible, not in the Aramaic, not in the Hebrew, not in the Greek. We cannot find it anywhere. It can be found only in the ancient history of the Mediterranean, especially in the Babylon area, where they worship La, the moon god.
Okay. Thank you very much, Christian.
You're welcome. So guys, we have a good time together today. Maybe I should not keep you for long. And those who they are, you know, downloading my videos, feel free to download it and share it with your friends. We encourage all Muslims to come and join us always to debate us. And as you see, the Muslims, they leave us as speechless. They are so powerful because Allah is in their side. And today I'm speechless for two reasons. I want to do breastfeeding for adult from a very conservative woman. She wear a veil. Shaking hands is haram for her, but shaking her breast in my mouth is lawful. That's amazing. It's so conservative. Conservative. I mean, if this is not conservative, what is conservative is? In the top of that, they could not find us where it says that women she should wear a veil or cover her head in the Quran. In the top of that, Muslim women, they do mut'ah and they rent themselves for 5-minute sex and get paid for it, but they are conservative. In the top of that, the gentleman who called me from Qatar, he says Islam advises us to go and marry children so we can sport with them for sex purpose. It's more fun. Isn't it the purpose to get married is to have fun? You heard him. And now we have a conclusion that Islam must be coming from the true God. His name is Allah. The moon god, police be upon him. And Prophet Muhammad, police be upon him, should be wanted in every corner for teaching pedophile, aggression, misleading, deception, sin, and all what you need to do at the end of the day, say Bismillahi wa bihamdihi 100 times. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi 100 times. And then if your sin is more than the ocean, more than the foam of the ocean, look how much. Don't worry. Be happy. Your sin is gone. I will be back later. Don't forget to subscribe. You can join us in Discord if you wish or in Ramble. And we'll try to come back later, maybe a few hours from now, or maybe at night, we will see. Until I see you soon again, this is your brother Christian Prince, was serving you humbly for today and every day. God is good, so is Jesus. And Islam has no good in it. And we prove it to you every day. Take care.